I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Crazy.
When Sean Diddy Combs' properties were raided in March of 2024, there was a lot of speculation about what might be found inside and whether it would be connected to any of his celebrity friends and acquaintances. As Homeland Security agents poured out of his mansions in LA and Miami with boxes full of electronics, there were rumors that if Combs filmed his elaborate sex performances called freak-offs or other parties, there could be video evidence of possible criminal activity. And the celebrity at the center of a lot of rumors, warranted or not, was Justin Bieber.
It started like any other afternoon in the digital age. A sudden ripple across social media that didn't come from a press release, a gossip outlet, or a tabloid. This time, it came from Justin Bieber himself. No flashy production, no big setup. Just Bieber sitting in what looked like a quiet room, speaking directly to the camera.
Social media has been full of videos of Sean Combs. You can't click on TikTok or X without seeing something about Diddy. It's practically all you see, and this, of course, comes after Combs' arrest on racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges. At this point, Combs is accused of sex trafficking involving one victim, his ex-girlfriend of many years, Cassie Ventura. The indictment says the allegations date back to 2008. Combs has pleaded not guilty, and his lawyer says he hasn't committed any crimes. But there are a lot of people questioning who knew what and when, given that at least part of what Cassie Ventura claimed was backed up by a video obtained by CNN that showed Combs beating Cassie Ventura as the U.S. attorney said she tried to escape one of his freak-off sex parties. And many people are wondering whether other celebrities were a part of these freak-offs, and worse, is it possible that some people, maybe other celebrities, were actually victimized? We don't know at this point, but what we do know is that videos of Sean Combs and Justin Bieber have been all over X and TikTok for days. Specifically this one when Bieber was 15.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So, every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, complete the front shot.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to be driving this next year.
Now, that video has been viewed more than 5 million times on Justin Bieber's YouTube channel. He was 15 at the time, and he was staying with Combs for 48 hours.
You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know, he did his first album. I did Usher's first album.
Justin Bieber is now a pop megastar. He's loved by fans around the world. In 2009, at the time of this video, though, he wasn't really known. He was just a kid, and his first album was coming out. Bieber is originally from Canada, and Usher signed him to manage his career. Usher actually got his start in the business through Sean Combs. He lived with him for a year when he was 13, and Usher talked about his time living with Combs on the Howard Stern show back in 2016. He was sent to what was called Puffy Flavor Camp.
And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't.
I'd say his tone was steady, but the weight in his eyes was undeniable. This wasn't an interview where he was laughing through old memories or dodging uncomfortable questions with charm. This was different. He began softly, almost conversationally, describing the early years when the world first met him, the endless touring, the whirlwind of cameras, the chaos that became his normal life before he even had the chance to understand what normal was supposed to mean. He painted the picture of that time with careful strokes, the exhaustion, the pressure, the way grown men would make decisions for him while telling him it was all in his best interest. And then the name came, Diddy, not as a casual shout-out or a music industry anecdote, but as the center of a series of stories that Bieber admitted he had never shared publicly. At first, it was vague enough to make you lean in, mentorship, invitations, trips, late-night conversations. But then, as his words kept flowing, the details began to sharpen.
Now, when asked if he would send his kids to live with Sean Combs, Usher said, hell no. But back to Justin Bieber and the videos of him making the rounds with Combs. The one from when he was 15 has raised some eyebrows given what we know now.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Now, let's be clear. This could have all just been a joke. But in 2020, Justin Bieber gave a tearful interview to Apple Music in which he talked about wanting to protect Billie Eilish from the music industry and the things that he had been through. There are other videos of Bieber and Combs that have circulated online.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
man.
Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
Again, does this video mean anything? It could just be a teenage kid caught in an awkward moment. In 2015, Combs presented Bieber with an American Music Award for Best Collaboration. And there's another video showing a birthday celebration. It shows an exchange on one of Bieber's birthdays. And finally, the fourth video making the rounds was recorded 3 years ago. Let's play that again. Some speculated that Combs was looking to see whether Bieber was wearing a wire when he patted him down. It seemed a little awkward for sure. Around this time last year, Combs and Bieber collaborated on the song Moments for Diddy's The Love album, Off the Grid. This was, of course, before the first allegations made by Cassie Ventura surfaced. Combs settled the suit with her in a day, and then the federal raid happened in March of this year. So far, Justin Bieber, like many people who know Combs, has been silent. There may be a good reason for that. He just became a father for the first time. A source close to Bieber told People he's aware of Diddy's arrest and the allegations, but added, it's not anything that he wants to focus on, though. The insider, likely Bieber's publicist, continued, saying Bieber's been in a happy bubble since baby Jack was born, and he just wants to focus on being a great dad and husband. That is also completely understandable. Justin Bieber's a first-time father. He should want to enjoy this time and cherish every moment of it. But that hasn't stopped the chatter. This TikTok video from Bieber's father-in-law, actor Stephen Baldwin, has just added to the speculation about Diddy and Bieber.
You have heard the...
He spoke of moments that didn't feel right, even then, of situations that seemed harmless to outsiders but left him uneasy. He described the way Diddy could be warm one moment and distant the next, how he would push for trust but keep control. The internet didn't just listen, it erupted. Within minutes, snippets of Bieber's words were clipped, subtitled, and shared across every platform. Hashtags trended. Comment sections filled with shock, disbelief, and for some, grim recognition. This wasn't a wild accusation coming from nowhere. This was Justin Bieber, someone who had been in the public eye for more than a decade, carefully breaking his silence. And while Bieber didn't shout or accuse in an explosive way, the power was in his restraint. He didn't need to scream. The implications of his words spoke louder than volume ever could. Back in Diddy's world, the reaction was swift and volatile. According to insiders, the moment he saw the clip, his demeanor changed instantly. This wasn't coming from a journalist. He could dismiss.
Before the storm. There is always a calm before the storm, but then so is there another calm after the storm. There's a calm and then a storm and then another calm.
So you get the gist. And no one knows whether Stephen Baldwin was actually referring to the Sean Combs situation or his son-in-law Justin Bieber, but that video certainly has had people on X wondering. I want to bring in Mitra Ahorian. She is an entertainment attorney in Los Angeles. So, Mitra, what are people saying out there on the street? What's the chatter in Hollywood about Sean Combs' arrest?
I think the chatter is some of what we're already hearing in the news, except that there are actual people who were at these parties who have interacted with him. Puffy was one of the, and is, we can say is, one of the most influential artists and producers in the hip hop world. We all grew up listening to his music. He's been, responsible for bringing a lot of artists, developing a lot of other artists. And so he was so tied into the celebrity world for such a long time that, of course, everyone sort of interacted with him, right? The level of interaction is sort of what's going to vary. So in terms of the chatter that's going around, everyone, I think, is just thinking, oh, wow, like I've spent time with this person, or I've worked with this person, and they may not necessarily have known what was going on behind closed doors or the extent of it. So I think the chatter is really more about, wow, we didn't know this level of perversion, dare I say.
So there's a distinction in Hollywood between going to a Diddy party and a freak off, because the freak offs are what the U.S. attorney says were illegal. So you're saying, it sounds like that people are saying, well, I went to a party, maybe a white party or some other type of Diddy party, but I didn't go to a freak off.
Yeah, I think, definitely people are going to be wanting to distance themselves from the freak offs, right? So this weird phrase that he came up with and sort of the things that are coming out about what allegedly took place at these sort of orchestrated orgies with, minors and sex workers and, the kind of things that I think a lot of people who are who maybe didn't participate in that aspect of it are very shocked at. And so there is absolutely a distancing. And it's not just, parties, right? Though celebrities had actual friendships with Diddy, right? They spent time together outside of going to parties with going to parties at his house or anything like that. And they might have even partied with him just in the context of just, normally, what we think of normal partying, so to speak. But
Or a faceless social media rumor mill. This was coming from Bieber, the same young artist Diddy had once publicly celebrated, the same person he had been photographed with countless times, the same kid he had once called family in front of cameras. Calls went out to legal teams, PR representatives, and inner circle allies. What could be done? Could this be stopped? But stopping it wasn't possible. Bieber's words had already escaped into the digital bloodstream, and there was no pulling them back. Meanwhile, Bieber's revelations grew deeper. He recounted a particular night, not with sensationalized drama, but with unsettling precision, the kind of memory you can't erase, even when you try. A trip that was supposed to be about industry networking, but left him feeling cornered. Late night, gatherings that blurred lines. The way he felt like a piece in a much larger game he didn't understand at the time.